damn fishing poles being stocked up in the closet, so I seen it on TikTok. So I went and got these pipe clamps that you mount that runs pipes against the walls. This is a inch, and this one is a half an inch. This one's only bolted to one side. They do make one side that you don't have to bolt, but all you gotta do, let me show you how you do it. It's very simple. Lift this up, slide it out, there's your poles. You get done fishing, come home, clearing your boat, slide it in, boom. The best part, watch this, watch this. Keep right there, keep right there, keep right there. They don't move. Now you don't have fishing poles cluttered in the corner. I mean, if you're tall enough, you can grab them out of here. But I like TikTok, man. They teach more than our school systems. I stand by that, man. I like this idea. It's not my credit. I can't take the credit for it, but I'm gonna use it. I gotta get a couple more. This is a big boy right here. Y'all see that shit falling? Now don't fill up. But that was gonna take up the whole bottle, man. Y'all know what time it is with your boy. Remember, all you gotta do is grow it. Warm up.
Well, hello there, partner. Go on and hang up your hat, grab yourself a whiskey, and pull up in the easy chair. We're coming off the range of 9 to 5s with a whole herd of news stories that we've been steaming over like a cow patty in the Texas heat. As they say, the chickens are finally coming home to roost. And we're here to ruffle some feathers and ensure accountability ain't just a concept, it's reality. It's that time where the day's drama casts its longest shadow. So let's light a candle to the chaos of current events, the whirlwind of politics, and the tangled webs of corruption that we find ourselves entwined by. It's time to ramble our way into the twilight. Welcome to Sunset Rants.
Biddy, you blanked out there for a second.
I did. I was starting to freak out a little bit, but all I had to do was refresh and I got right back in. How you doing?
I am doing all right. Had a good Independence Day weekend. How about yourself?
Good. Yeah, I really good. Just, quiet, just hung around at home, listened to all the chaos going on around the house and
Right.
everything, but I stayed pretty quiet. I hope you all out there had a great 4th of July weekend. You were able to spend it, with friends or family, or if you wanted to just, like myself, just hang out at home, you were able to do that and relax. Happy Monday to you all, and welcome to Sunset Rants. I'm Biddy, your host, and I'm here with our alleged producer, but he actually is our producer, Brian. You could find him on X at Brian Tidwell1. He's got some great content over there. He does some bullet points with Brian. Definitely want to check that out. You can follow me if you like on X, Elizabeth213A. And hope you guys are also watching us on Rumble. Let's get that Rumble count up. Let's support that platform because they support us and they support free speech. So we should support them. Yeah, we have a lot of stories to get to today. Brian, yeah. I'm kind of like exhausted with what we're talking about today. I'm like mentally exhausted.
I'm with you, sister. It's, it seems to me like on this one, the DOJ released, and I lost my co-host. Anyway, yeah, DOJ, is she coming back? Hold on.
I'm
back there.
I think I need to close a couple of tabs. Sorry.
Honestly, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I mean, this has gone on so long, and you remember they made that whole binder brigade parade of the, MAGA influencers, coming out of the press room, new era of transparency and all of that jazz. And then it's like, okay, so the headline says it all. I don't think I really need to read any further. Epstein client list confirms suicide memo. And here's the thing right here: no further charges. No further charges. And in that memo, I'll give you all the TLDR. In that memo, they said, yeah, we found there's a mountain of evidence of crimes being committed. To protect the victims, we can't really investigate further. I mean, okay, fine, let's protect the victims, but you're protecting the perpetrators as well.
Right. Yeah, like I understand the whole idea of not releasing the actual video showing whether or not you blur out the faces of the victims, showing their bodies, and different things being implied to those people, and then having those people have to relive that. That part I get, but the whole idea that we're supposed to swallow at this moment is that Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell trafficked people to nobody. And I know this is like the constant thing that everybody's saying, but like it really like it begs the question: what are you asking us as a public to believe here? It doesn't make any sense. I mean, whether or not Epstein, killed himself or anything like that, let's just put that to the side for a second, because that I'm just like, whatever. But the fact that we're going to say that we're not going to investigate further, that there's no list, like, I don't know, are we playing semantics here? Like, okay, there was no list of names one by one. Are you saying that and you're actually not lying because there was no one by one list? Or, I mean, there has to be people. I mean, we know.
And we lost Elizabeth again. I'm going to try to extrapolate out what she was saying. We know there are victims. So there must be perpetrators. So, I mean, whether or not there was he was running some kind of blackmail ring or anything like that, there were still victims. There were still people who committed those crimes to those victims. And why the hell is Ghislaine Maxwell still in prison then?
Exactly. I don't get it.
Who did she traffic? Let's see. Well, okay. I'm gonna take Biddy's absence while she works on her stuff to go ahead and transition to the next segment. It's been a hell of a weekend for the folks out in Texas, in the Hill Country. Actually, this is from a little bit earlier today, but here's a little bit of a briefing that hopefully will play without too much trouble with this. An ad play, of course. This is from the Kerr County, Texas Sheriff.
To be safe, we'll determine when it's safe again to put them back in there. But this is one time we wouldn't be able to contact all these.
I apologize, the volume's a little low.
So please understand that. Please pass that message. We have a ton of resources here. I can make a phone call and get a ton more here. We have all the resources, all the equipment, all the manpower, all the food we need. Okay, please help me pass that message on. We do have it under control.
Isn't it amazing the difference in response between Blaine and this? I mean, I don't want to get into that, but okay, let's see.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I keep getting kicked off. I don't know if it's going to happen again, but hopefully not. I turned my air on. Maybe everything is overheating. But yeah, this is the one thing that has been haunting me the entire weekend. I mean, I stayed off social media for the most part, but I kept kind of dipping my toe back in, and I just kept seeing everything about this and just praying for these people. It's really, really quite devastating. So, from what was said, there was a wall of water. It's is how the deadly holiday flooding was described in Central Texas. At least 82 people are deceased, with dozens still missing, including several girls from Camp Mystic. That's the one that's really, pulling on everybody's heartstrings, is
Mhm.
that camp, full of young ladies, young girls. And some of the worst flooding was along the Guadalupe River, which rose close to 30 feet in less than 2 hours after a half a foot to a foot of rain fell July 3rd into July 4th. There had to be some kind of surge or something. I mean, it is kind of odd to think that just that amount of water can make such a surge of that water coming through. But I'm guessing that they're gonna, try to look into it and see how they can move forward and prevent this from happening again. Texas Governor Abbott declared a disaster for 15 counties as rescue efforts continue around the clock. More than 1,000 responders are using drones and helicopters to scour flooded riverbanks littered with huge piles of debris. There were there were like horrific videos that show whole homes floating away, and you can hear people screaming. People telling stories of how they could see their neighbors, their whole homes or their trailers or whatever just being swept away, and you can hear their neighbors calling for help. People clutching to trees for hours. It's just devastating. But you know, I gotta say, there is some real evil that usually rears its ugly head during crisis. And, I'm not just talking about the politicians that try to use tragedies, to push their own agendas, whether it be like mass shootings and they want to push more gun control, or something like this and they want to say, Trump bad.
Okay. And she dropped off again. So let me share this tab with you guys. This is some of the discussion on X from 4 hours ago from Mike Baker. Uh, he posts 95 dead so far, 27 girls at dead at Camp Mystic, 10 campers still missing. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said flood warning sirens along the river need to be in place by next summer.
Gosh. Yeah, so I'm sorry. I got cut out again, but oh my gosh, look at that. That is some picture right there with the horse and everything.
Yeah, the
Gosh.
aftermath there.
And you don't realize how powerful, a whole bunch of water surging can really be. Just, I saw videos of, like, what are those railings that you see like on the side of a highway just getting yanked out of the ground and pulled across? I mean, the amount of power that's in
Yeah.
it's just insane. But before I cut out, there was a couple of people that actually came out and said some horrific things. There was a Texas pediatrician
Yeah, I saw
who
that.
posted, yeah, she said that MAGA got what they deserved. She said, may all visitors, children, non-MAGA voters, and pets be safe and dry. Care County MAGA voted to gut FEMA. They deny climate change. May they get what they voted for. Bless their hearts. She ended up getting fired for these comments. There was also another girl, a TikToker called Sadie's World, who came out in a video and claimed that the only reason anyone cared about this natural disaster is because they were white children
Oh, I
at
saw
a
that one
white
too.
Christian camp.
That
She
one too.
actually, the Houston mayor, Whitmore, permanently removed food and security board member after Camp Mystic comments. So that was her. And
Don't bring up you know who. Please don't bring that one up.
I didn't even, I heard some rumblings about him, but the heck with him. I'm not even bringing his name up.
I do not. I don't want. I'm going to make an alleged decision as an alleged executive producer of this show. I do not. I never want that person's name mentioned ever on this show.
Yeah, no, we're not giving him any more time. He does fine with his own harvesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully I won't keep getting cut out. I apologize. I don't know what's going on.
It's fine. I mean,
I
we
think
all have
everything's
gremlins.
overheating. Yeah, I think everything
Yep.
is just overheating over here.
And we all have gremlins.
It's extremely hot, and anyway. But yeah, so we have that. Uh, the people that say these kinds of things, I really pray for their soul, because how could you come out and say something like that? We're talking about little children as a majority of all of this as well. I mean, not just human lives, that's something in itself, but how could you even just come out and say something like that? It's just absolutely insane. Whether you want to point something out as being lack that might have helped, stop this from happening in some way, okay, but you don't say they get what they voted for when it comes to people dying, like massive
Right.
amounts of people dying at horrific deaths, drowning, scared. I mean,
Yeah.
and their families, some of them still searching in hopes that they find their loved ones. So
Yeah.
I just I don't know what to say to those people, but I had some notes about what's going on with
Oh,
the.
I found that one you were talking about.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So she was removed from her position. And the kicker with her is, this is what I heard. I know that her husband is a pastor, but
Oh, wow.
apparently somebody told me that her husband is also white. Which, if that's true, it's just like the same things with these race baiter people.
Yeah,
They all
exactly.
and they all have a white significant other, and they're constantly talking about how white devil and all this other kind of stuff. So they're just evil, whether or not they're saying it and being sincere, or they're saying it for clicks. Either way, you're
Right.
evil. So
I think it makes it more evil if you're just doing it for the clicks. I mean, if you're
right.
if you're a genuinely crappy person and you post crappy crap because that's just who you are, and you generate a following out of that, well, okay, because people will follow that, but
At least you're
you
being
know,
genuine.
at
Yeah.
least you're being genuine about it.
Mm-hmm. At least you have one redeeming quality, if that is one.
I don't know how redeeming that is, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, not much. But yeah, so we got that, and just, I mean, I know it sounds insignificant, but just, prayers to everybody. My heart, my prayers, everything. I don't even have the words. I really don't. Nothing that I say is going to be worth anything to these poor families. I can't even imagine what they're going through. So let's just be kind, people. Just be kind. Don't assume you know anything about anybody. Don't, if you're a God-fearing person, you should never envy another person. You should never think that another person has a better life than you. You have no idea. You have no idea. They could be walking outside with all the latest gear, have a huge mansion, go traveling all the time, and be like the most depressed person on the planet. You have no idea. So stop assuming you know what people are going through, and just yank at them because you think they're an easy target.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and as far as the Epstein, I don't know what's going on with this. I really don't. I heard a lot of people saying that maybe it's a bigger thing that's going on, that maybe if everything were to be released, that it would implicate everyone who has any kind of power, or any kind of standing, or anything in this country alone, that it would destroy us entirely, and it would maybe have some kind of like foreign implication where we become extremely weak, and everybody who doesn't already hate this country starts hating this country, and maybe that's why they're not going forward with it, because it just seems so weird how you have like the first phase and there's no other phases of the Epstein list. You have them backtracking on whether or not Pam Bondi, said that she has the list on her desk. They're saying Karen Leavitt in a press conference said, "Oh no, that's not what she meant. She meant that she has all the files on her desk and she's going through them." Um,
You know,
yeah. Hmm.
we sat through 4 years of everybody trying to gaslight us on Biden. We saw right through it. We knew better. We knew they were fucking lying to us. And now we turn around. We see the same people. We see the same tune coming out of a different team, and it's like it's amazing to me that they still think they can bullshit us. But I
Now
don't get it.
I'm gonna say something here, and I'm not saying that this is what I actually fully believe, but it's something that popped into my head. All of
Okay.
these negotiations that are going on across the world right now, the tariffs, the peace deals, the ceasefires, all of
Okay, and we lost Biddy again. I am so bad at ad libbing again. So I'm just gonna hold on. There, she's back. Go ahead.
I'm just gonna stop talking. Maybe if I just stop talking, I'll be up here. What if they got this list and there were people on this list, as we've suspected, that are people in government, people in royalty, people that are heads of huge companies, maybe global companies and different things like that, or high, and maybe they're using this now as we assume they were using it before, to blackmail these people in high positions to do what we want them to do. Are they, like, maybe they're using this as a way to continue blackmailing people into other
Well,
things that are
what
happening that we think are priority.
what good is what good is having dirt on someone? Well, I mean, I guess they're using it because they keep the people that they've got the dirt on under control with it. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to rack my brain because
Yeah.
I want to believe in everything that Trump told us during the rallies. I want to believe how gung ho we all were when he won, and how many things we thought were going to come out as far as the accountability train.
Somebody tried to kill Trump twice, or maybe more than that, because there are rumors of a couple of Iranian plots that got broken up
Hmm.
before the election. They're trying to keep him from even getting there, and they're going to try to kill him to do it. And they damn near pulled it off. So why is Trump sitting on shit now? He's already stood up to him. He's already beat him. I don't get it.
I don't know. I don't get it either. I mean, there was a video of Alina Habba. She was on Piers Morgan. She was saying that there are a ton of names and she won't say anything until they have their day in court. So we have all of these moments where we're being told, and listen, I mean, we know there has to be names of people. There has to be people that were the clients here.
Yeah.
I mean, just Clinton alone. I mean, how many times we've heard that he's went to the island? How many times we've heard rumblings of people say that he liked them young? Who hasn't seen the picture of, the painting that was in Epstein's home of Bill Clinton in the blue dress that, kind of like the Monica Lewinsky blue dress with the red shoes.
Yeah.
Like, who hasn't seen that? So it's like we all kind of figure that there are clients. I mean, we're not dumb, but it's like you're over here telling us that there aren't anybody. There aren't any clients. It's just insanity. And and anybody who's upset about this, like, I'm with you. I'm pissed too. I really don't understand why we're going to allow these people to just continue to go on. And then you think about the victims that are out there who maybe didn't come forward, who turn on their TV and they see their abuser maybe just making their
Well, okay, we've lost Biddy again, so we'll just use that as a sign to go ahead and transition to the international story of the week. This one comes at you from Axios. Trump hopes to align with Netanyahu on the Gaza war endgame during visit. I swear to God, I didn't kick you off.
I bet you them I'm less saying too much. Maybe they're kicking me off. Anyway. We'll go with that. It's definitely not my computer crapping out on me.
Brett, where's that? President Trump wants to reach an agreement with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in their meeting on Monday on terms ending the war in Gaza. To U.S. officials tell Axios why it matters. Trump is trying to seize the momentum for the Israel-Iran ceasefire to secure a breakthrough in Gaza this week. After 4 months of failed talks, there's been fresh momentum in recent days toward a ceasefire deal. Breaking it down. 60-day truce involving the release of 10 live Israeli hostages and 18 deceased hostages bodies. Trump hopes it will be a step for a bigger peace agreement, though Netanyahu thus far been unwilling to sign any deal to end the war. That's going to be the sticking point right there is Netanyahu. That's always that fellow. Almost said that word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't the first time where president of the United States has come out and said, "Oh, we're getting really close to a ceasefire with Israel," and then Israel turns around and goes, "Nope." I mean, the same thing happened when Biden apparently said that he spoke, with him, or he had people speaking, and they were getting close to a ceasefire, and then Netanyahu came out and said no, and then we had that moment just recently where
I hate how she always gets cut off mid-stride. Well, we'll read a little bit more of this article then.
Yeah.
Come on. Please continue.
Yeah, so when Trump dropped the F-bomb, and because he was very frustrated about, they were getting close to negotiations and peace talks, and then all of a sudden we got, more bombs coming and more destruction happening. So I was wondering, like, what do negotiations look like between President Trump and Prime Minister Netanyahu? Like, what is Trump going to be offering anything from the United States? Is he just acting? Are we just acting as a mediator? Or if we are offering something, what is it? I hope it's not money and billions of dollars in arms. Could it be like diplomatic cover at the United Nations? Because they've been trying to come after Netanyahu for, saying that it's crimes against humanity.
Trump's even agreed to resume arms shipments to Ukraine. I'm not real happy about that one either.
I saw a little snip of that, like just briefly before we came on, and I was like, I didn't see it enough to like know, look into it or anything. But yeah, that's.
I didn't either, but yeah, there's so many things happening right now that I didn't vote for. A lot of things I did vote for. A lot of things going on I didn't vote for, and I guess that's to be expected.
Yeah, right. I do get that there are some things that aren't going to be at the forefront. I know that we had to get our immigration and the border and everything that was going on, possible sleeper cells and different things that were happening across this country, all the fraud that was happening that was pulling money out of our pockets. A lot of that stuff needed to be attended to, and that's probably priority. But you also have, all of these wars that were kind of like put in the lap of President Trump when he took office. So, even though he did come out and say, very boastfully that he was going to be able to shut it all down in 24 to 48 hours, maybe a little bit of me thought that that was real. Maybe I thought that he did have something that he can make a deal with them on and negotiate. Right. And maybe that was naive. It probably was. But and now that I think about it, there's probably a lot more nuances to all of that, especially when you think of, the ones that really like to make money off of these wars. You have a huge group of people that are pushing back against any war, any ceasefire, I would think. But I don't know. I know that at that meeting today, Netanyahu he did show Trump that he was recommending him for the Nobel Peace Prize. So that came out today in the meeting. And I'm sure, President Trump was happy about that. I mean, he is trying to negotiate peace,
Yeah.
but it's a large undertaking. I mean, with both of these wars, they just go back so
Well,
much,
yeah.
so far into the past. There's just so much that, how many times can you just say, well, you got me, now I got you back? How many different times did you get me? How many, the way you got me was way worse than the way I retaliated to you back. So I don't feel like there's any closure there. How long before you both just say, all right, chill, let's not have any more people dying, and let's just find a way to coexist? I don't know
Yeah.
if that's going to be a thing.
To Trump's credit, I was sitting there thinking, what you're talking about, he is trying to make to keep the peace in the Middle, or help keep the peace in the Middle East, but kind of keeps falling apart because it's a crack house neighborhood. And then, but to his credit, what one peace deal that Trump has managed to get Pakistan and India to chill for a little bit. So
Right.
maybe that one will hold.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like kind of like these little fires that started brewing everywhere that at least he was able to, like, douse those out for the time being. But yeah, these big ones, I don't know. I don't know how realistic it is, and how long. For how long are they going to chill out before, God forbid, some other terrible event happens, like October 7th or something, something else, where it's
Yeah.
like, all right, now we got to go to war again,
And well, she'll be back shortly while we're waiting on her to come back in. We'll go ahead and cue up the next story. Well, never mind.
Yeah, we can move along if you want. I just hope that I hope for peace. I'm starting to get a little pessimistic about it.
Speaking of, I don't know which one you file this one under. Philly's just going to Philly, or maybe Trump needs to start looking for ways to start making peace in these inner cities. This one comes at you from the AP. 3 dead, 10 injured in South Philadelphia shooting, and one person is in custody, police say. 3 people were killed and 10 were injured in a shooting early Monday in a South Philadelphia neighborhood, authorities said. 3 people died were adults. One were juveniles. Police Commissioner Kevin Bethel told reporters the shooting happened shortly before 1 a.m. along a residential street in Grays Ferry. Of numerous rounds that were shot around the block, police said the weapon was taken into custody. Said one person with the weapon was taken into custody. Russell said police had already responded to some block parties to the same block party late Saturday into early Sunday. Some arrests were made. It wasn't immediately known what prompted the shooting. Oh, I'll give you some guesses though. Let's say you are. Yeah, okay. Not what say you, Biddy. Okay. This is a coward and wannabe thug stuff, said Bethel. The shooting happened after other shootings in the city and elsewhere in the U.S. on 4th of July weekend. Those included at least 8 people struck by gunfire near a South Philadelphia nightclub. Yeah. Actually, I've got some. There's ring camera of this. Hold up. There. Okay, there's that tab. This is wild, folks. Here's a ring camera. Come on, play. Is this it? Play. Oh, come on now. Okay. Let me know in the chat, guys. Some of those guys using maybe like some of that was full auto fire. And share the chat. Hey, Betty.
Hey, I just figured I'd do a restart instead of trying the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. I was going insane. But
Maybe drop out of Discord if you're still in there.
maybe I can close that out too.
Yeah, that might help.
Yeah, I think it should.
I just lost your sound. I just lost your sound. Hey, chat, let me know. Can you guys hear me? Oh, I think Biddy's frozen. Biddy, are you frozen? Okay, well, so, alrighty then. Yeah, Biddy's frozen. Okay, moving right along. Good news, guys. There's riches out there in the great beyond.
I feel bad just keep on coming back because it's like I'm teasing you. I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on.
It's fine. You're, that, feces occurs. Okay. All right, we're going to move on to our something else segment. What's up, Tay?
So you guys are having some technical difficulties, so.
Yeah, we're right at the end of the show. Betty's having some technical difficulties, but
Happens to the best of us.
yeah, it's been known to happen. I don't know if you even got a chance to see the outlines there or not, Tay. But for something different, this comes at you from Unilat. An asteroid worth a 10, Jesus Christ, that's 10 with 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 zeros behind it. I don't know what that number
What is that, quintillion or something like that? Quintillion?
It's a big ass number. Hey, Rick Tart, if you're in the chat anywhere, tell me what that is. Let's see here. NASA's capturing could have a devastating impact. NASA's hoping to capture the highly valuable asteroid in 2029. The asteroid worth that. What's that?
Sorry, I'll let you read.
Shocking unintended consequences. It's named 16 Psyche, thought to contain precious metal, including gold, iron, and nickel, and NASA's keen to get its hands on the asteroid. Teams of engineers and technicians are working around the clock to ensure the orbiter is ready to journey 2.5 billion miles to the metal-rich asteroid that may tell us more about planetary cores and where the planets are from. Well, as you might imagine, X blew up. Here's a picture. Here's an artist rendition of that thing.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Trying to find some of the, because I remember seeing somebody ask, oh yeah, the economics of the thing, that basically capturing that thing and bringing it back could possibly crash the world economy, at least as far as it's using precious metals as, a basis of trade.
I can see that 100%.
Yeah.
By 100%, it could completely create inflation.
Absolutely.
But we have to do it because, for democracy, we have to liberate.
Democracy.
We have to liberate that thing from from the loneliness of outer space. It only makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
But how does it say the size on that?
Quintillion. Thank you. That's quintillion.
Okay, so I wasn't off.
Let me go back to the original story. No, it doesn't say the size of the thing. Let's see. Try this.
Jump on this. We're gonna jump in from my tablet.
Okay.
So then that way I can have a red view and I can use my phone to do some research while we're talking.
This won't take long. I'm just why is Grok taking so long to load up?
All right, we got 20 minutes. But I've heard of this before. Like the idea of its just existence, and it doesn't make sense to do. Like from what you were mentioning, as far as that much rare minerals.
Yeah.
It would fuck everything up. 100%. But then the size of it, I'm just getting it here. How would that actually be even possible or feasible?
Okay, according to Grok, it is 17 Psyche is roughly 140 miles in diameter with a regular potato-like shape. Its dimensions are slightly different along axes, about 173 miles by 144 miles by 117 miles. This makes it one of the largest asteroids in the main asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Its size and metallic composition, primarily iron and nickel, suggests it may be an exposed core of a protoplanet. And I didn't even share that tab when I read that.
So we're just basically doing what was that movie with the Armageddon?
Yeah, pretty much.
Alrighty. Alrighty. I'm in it. So.
Ooh, you're getting bad feedback, brother.
Now I'm not.
Well, anyway, as I was researching this episode tonight, this particular story gave me a little inspiration. So without further ado, let's make sure let's see, here we go. Bring you tonight's caption this photo. And if you guys don't know, the regular viewers will know what the point of caption this is. Are the users on our Discord, and if you follow that QR code I've got up there in the corner, they'll take you to our main web page, and you can link up with our Discord. You can meet up with like-minded folks. We're all a little crazy. We've all got a little bit different take on the universe. Sometimes we argue, but you know what? It's always a lot of fun. And you can also get access to our AI image channel, and you can put your AI creations in there, and then I use those to produce this segment of the show. And then the good ones, they get put on a T-shirt, and here eventually, I think here right quick, Biddy's still organizing that. We're gonna do we're gonna do a best of and pick an overall winner. So yeah. Hey, Biddy, you're back.
Tried to come back. I figured I shut off everything, let it sit for like a little bit, and then come back. So hopefully, I won't disrupt you guys again.
Oh, that's fine, but you made it back just in time.
I know. I love this picture. I really want to just like print it out and get it framed or something. It's so beautiful. All right. So, yeah, we're going to ask you guys, the audience, to help us out here. Give us some good captions.
We've already got a couple.
Funnier the better. Oh, yeah, I'm looking on my. Oh, here we go. Okay. I said it's the Brian show. Voyage to the next frontier. Like that. Second star to the right. Oh.
Is that Doug? And she's got it. Okay. All right, I'll bring that image back up for y'all's viewing pleasure if you need some more inspiration. I was thinking Spain launches new treasure fleet, something along those lines. Okay, Vash. Yeah. Not bad, not bad. Florida man steals 18th century ship, sails straight to Andromeda. Ooh, that's a good one, DG. Elon's ship of fools party. All right, well, we got too much dead air, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick a winner. And that winner is going to be DG, Voyage to the Next Frontier. So congratulations, DG. And so one last thing I got to do before I close this thing out. Got to show off the website. Already talked about it. That's where that QR code takes you. So catch up on some of our back episodes here. You can meet the team. We gotta update these songs. You can we got the merch. And yeah, one way you can show y'all support for what we're trying to do here. I'm Brian, the alleged producer of Sunset Rants, and looks like a sole operator tonight. And so we're going to end this stream a little bit early because I'm out of stuff to talk about. And yeah, so y'all have a good one. Peace out.
So I got to thinking, there's MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. MAGA, Make America Great Again. But what we really need to do is make America follow the Constitution again. Motherfucker. That sounded better in my head.